Okay, so I finally got my laser tripwire to work. It's hooked up to my Raspberry Pi Model 3B. You can see I just got a breadboard going on over here. It's pretty simple. With the Raspberry Pi 3, I don't need a whole bunch of extra hardware and complicated software because it does all that stuff for me. So I've got my hanging laser, which is pointed at the top of a photoresistor, otherwise known as a light detecting resistor, or LDR, and just a capacitor to build up a charge. And I'm not really sure why it has to build up a charge, but that's one of the specifications in the thing that I read. Because it builds up the charge when it gets to a certain point, then the computer takes over and reads the voltage, and if the voltage is above a certain point, then it's considered on, and if it's below a certain point, it's considered off. So you're taking basically an analog signal and converting it into digital, on or off. If the voltage is above like half a volt or something, I think that's considered on. Okay, so wrote a little bit of code here. Most of it's borrowed, but I changed it a little bit. So all we're doing is we're setting up a light sensor, and I've still got the code in there for a buzzer. I couldn't get my buzzer to work. I think the actual hardware is the problem. So instead I did something even more fun, and I set up something called Pygame and have it playing a little MP3. So when somebody breaks in, they're going to hear a lightsaber start up. Okay, let's see if this thing actually works. So I'm going to hit F5 on the keyboard and start the program, and then we'll look at the output screen over here. Let's try that again. F5. Watch the output screen over here. This thing should start initializing. Okay, those 0.95, that is supposedly a voltage, so it's over half a volt, and so that's going through the resistor, and it's detecting light. So we're getting like 9.4, or excuse me, 0.94, 0.95, etc. That's with the laser beam hitting it. If I stick my finger in there, break the beam, says that the buzzer's on, and the lightsaber sound goes. Of course, I got this thing rocking around. There we go. So now it's back on. So we've got the beam in there. And you can see the value jumping all over the place. It's mostly because this thing is rocking back and forth. Again, stick my finger in there, and the lightsaber comes out.